Good morning, super friends, and welcome to the Tuesday, May 12th edition of the Sacred News and Weather. I am delighted to be here this morning. I feel like I'm a little bit more recovered and I am ready to channel. I feel like the last couple of days I've been sort of in and out of the channel and teaching a little bit, and today it feels like we are going in. So we will see where we go. I can feel a little wobble in my heart, which means we're probably going somewhere that's going to make my human self a little bit uncomfortable, but I have an agreement with Spirit that I am the vessel and Spirit moves through me. So what needs to be said will be said, and hopefully we can all make sense of it. I've got two cats who are chasing one another, like down and around my feet. All right. So, as with everything I do, please take what resonates, leave the rest behind. Sorry, my nose is itchy. It's a little bit allergy season here. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind. This feels like it's going to be a very specific message. So if you're not seeing yourself here, go ahead and let me go. Also know that these messages are timeless. So whether you are receiving this in real time on Tuesday, May 12th, or at a later date, or a very later date, if you are being drawn to this message, you are likely going to find something here for you. All right, here we go. What I'm seeing right now, I'm seeing a spiral. I'm seeing two overlapping spirals. This feels like the energy of you and your person. And I just want to remind you that this need not be romantic. This can be friendship. This can be familial relationship. This can also be an entity as in your workplace, as in your work in the world. Right now, I'm just seeing two overlapping energies spiraling into one another. And I can see where it's interesting. I can see where the two energies are trying to, or one of the energies is trying to pull away, and this energy is beginning to realize that it is not actually supposed to be pulling away. The feeling is that some person, there are two energies here, again, the spiraling. So the one that is pulling away, the energy of the one that is pulling away or has pulled away, I just heard has pulled away. The energy of the one who has pulled away to take space. To take space, this energy has been in deep life transition. This one has been in deep life transition, and the feeling is that I'm seeing fog clouding this one's eyes. I'm feeling clouds going across the eyes, like cataracts on lenses, cataracts, unable to see. This one is in such deep transition that they are unable to see, or have been unable to see, the truth of what is happening. Whereas the energy over here that's spiraling over here, and that just keeps spiraling, but they keep finding one another. They keep looping into one another. This energy over here feels on pause. So this energy over here feels on pause, but they are not meant to be on pause. They are meant to continue to spiral. But this energy over here is afraid that if they continue to spiral, they will either leave this energy behind, or that it will just be a spiral and they will just be tracing the same spiral over and over and over and over again. I'm seeing actually yesterday's message a little bit, where two timelines collapsed onto one another, and it was unprocessed feelings, unprocessed grief, unprocessed fear, unprocessed rage over here that has this person feeling stuck in a spiral, stuck in a spiral, stuck in a spiral. I am deep in the channel. I'm just being the reason I'm repeating myself is because I'm a little bit deeper than I normally go, so please bear with me. Stuck in the spiral. They're feeling stuck in the spiral, and they know that they have to get out, but each time they come up and out, they feel like they're moving toward the other entity, and they're meant to be giving that other entity space. But what these two energies don't realize is that they are not the ones who are driving the bus. These two energies are being divinely guided. They are being divinely moved toward one another, even in the space. So while this one feels like this one is stuck, this one is not actually stuck. This one is exactly where this one needs to be, and this one is exactly where this one needs to be. I'm going to pause for a moment. The energy over here feels like it is the energy of the divine feminine, and whether you are identifying with the divine feminine or the divine masculine, please know we both have both in us, so these are reversible. The energy over here is the divine feminine, and I have a message for the divine feminine over here who feels as though she is stuck in this spiral and just retracing the same steps. First of all, you are not retracing the same steps. Each spiral, each turn you take is revealing healing that needs to happen in your system so that when these two entities move toward one another again, they are in a much healthier, much more healed space. What you see as repeating a pattern, what you see as tracing the same steps, they are the two timelines that I spoke of yesterday merged on top of one another. They're on top of one another, and there are layers of feeling from previous timelines that want to come through to be healed. And while you feel like you're retracing the same step and you feel like you're going on the same path and you feel like you're doing again, this again, it is not this again, because all of the layers of healing that need to be done here in this place are coming forward for you to be healed through. There's more here. There's more here. I'm going to stay here and I'm going to come back over here, but there's more here. The other piece of what I'm hearing over here, let me see if I can find words because I'm finding feeling. And sometimes when you try and put feeling into words, you lose the essence of the feeling. And the essence of the feeling feels very important here. There is a feeling of too muchness. There's a feeling of too much fire, too much heat, too much passion, too much love, too much, too much, too much, too much, too much, too much, too much. And what I want to say here, and you already know this, I'm not telling you anything you don't already know. You are not too much. What you are is a gift. What you are is a catalyst. You are ever expanding, which is why it feels so hard for you to be stuck on this spiral. You are not stuck on this spiral, but it feels like you're stuck on this spiral. Again, the healing is coming through previous timelines and you are just moving in that direction of healing, and you're allowing all of what needs to come through so you can heal it. You are a catalyst, and this is why you feel like you are too much often. You are ever evolving, you are ever expanding, you are ever changing, and it is by design. You are a healer, you are a healing energy, you are a healing entity. And as a healer, as someone who is meant to heal, you need to be ever evolving into the next unfolding of yourself. And for you to pause, for you to stop, for you to be quiet, for you to remain silent in what you are seeing and what you are experiencing and how you are evolving is to live and go against the very essence of who you are. So I want to tell you right now, you are not too much. You have never been too much. You are exactly perfect. And your love is unconditional love. And it is the kind of love that most humans in this world have never actually truly received. And so when you are pouring your unconditional love out into the world, when you're pouring it toward this entity over here, they literally have no idea what to do with you because they feel you intensely. They feel your love. They feel your connection. They feel it so deeply, and it scares them. I'm going to pause and I'm going to come back to the fear over here, and I want to stay with you over here because what you need to know is that you are the catalyst, and your history, if you go back through that spiral and you go through all of those timelines, whether it's in this lifetime or previous lifetimes, when you go through all of the spirals of your many lifetimes, you will see that you have always been a catalyst. You have always been this healer. You have always been the one who awakens others to the truth of who they are, and that can be a very lonely place. And I just want to honor that for you, that very lonely place. And I want to let you know that you are not designed to be alone. For as lonely as you might feel right now, for all of these spirals, for all of these relationships, for all of these timelines that did not evolve into what you desired, this is because where you are going is infinitely more in alignment than any of those timelines could ever have brought you. If you had stayed in those timelines, if you had stayed spiraling in those timelines, you would have kept yourself too small. You have never been too much, but what Spirit wants you to know is that you are not ever meant to shrink. You are not ever meant to be too small. You are meant to keep evolving, to keep growing, to keep expanding, and to keep reflecting that in your person, in your people, in your work, in the world. You are meant to continue to evolve, and you are not meant to stagnate. And any one of those timelines that have come before this one would have kept you small, would have kept you in the busy, would have kept you in the menial, would have kept you stuck in a space where the world, where your soul's purpose could not be used, could not be move through you in its fullest expression. You would have been too busy. I just see like little like whatever was in front of your face. You would have stayed with whatever is in front of your face, and it would have kept you in a very, very small place. You are not meant for small things. You have never been meant for small things. And no matter what big or small looks like out in the world for you, your highest self, your ever evolving self is meant to evolve. And if you are feeling stuck right now, please know that where you are is not stuck. It is healing through timelines so that you can keep moving forward. I'm going to leave this and I'm going to come over here to this entity that is in fear. And I keep seeing the timelines move this way, move closer together. Here's what I need you to know about your person or this energy over here. This energy has never experienced anything like you in their entire existence. This entity had no idea who you were, what you were to them when you entered their life. For some, I heard re-entered. This entity had no idea the depth that you were going to bring them to. And this entity just wasn't ready. What I need you to know is that the pulling away is not love. This entity knows that this is not your first rodeo. This entity knows, whether they have language for it or not, whether they have understanding in the depths of their being or not, that can rise to the consciousness of their mind, whether their minds can understand it or not. Their being knows that this is not the first time you have been together, and their being knows that you are their person. What their being does not know is whether or not they are able to choose you. It's interesting language. Choose you. We've been talking a lot about choice here. What this entity wants you to know is that if they could come back, if they knew how to come back, if they knew you would stay, they would come back. But where they are right now, they can't even begin to hold any of it. There's a feeling that when you entered this entity's life, when they entered yours, you were already over here and you were already a beacon of light and you were already shining your boldest, most beautiful self on this person. And this person, this entity, was able to step into it and feel its radiance. And that radiance was the only light in that person's life, in this entity's life. And that scared them. The idea that you could be their only light frightened them. Frightened them because the light that you shined was so bright, it revealed parts of them that they were unwilling to look at, that they didn't want to look at. And when they did look at it on Tuesday, there was great relief. And when they looked at it on Friday without you, there was terror. There's a feeling of when this entity was in your presence, when this entity was in your physical presence, there was no question. There was no question that the two of you, I'm seeing puzzle pieces going together. The two of you fit. The two of you fit. I'm hearing you are my person. I know you are my person. But when those puzzle pieces came apart, when the two separated, this person went back into all of the old spirals, all of the old stories, all of the old places and spaces where they were not worthy, where they were angry, where they were dark, where they were broke, where they were poor, where they could not. And then you would come together and they would be in your light and everything felt better. And then they would go away and they would collapse and then they would come in and feel it and they would unfurl. But the grandeur of the unfurling, I'm just seeing this beautiful flower unfolding. The way they felt in your presence resulted in a withering and dying as soon as they drove away, as soon as they walked away, and that frightened them. That frightened them. Their inability to hold their power, to hold that joy, to hold that light in your absence, frightened them. And they are not wrong. What does that mean? What does that mean? The fear that they felt of collapsing in your absence is the very invitation for them to learn to stand in your absence, for them to learn to rise in your absence. And they're having trouble doing it. There is a frequency of a motor running just as we were turning the same spiral over here and the spiral came this way and this spiral is following. There's a feeling of another motor running and it's running the show. It's the fear running the show. It's the how do I return running the show. It's the what if I return and I'm rejected running the show. It is the what if I don't return and I miss them forever. What if this was my chance and I blew it? What if, what if, what if, what if, what if? And it's all a negative what if spiral. This entity over here needs to withdraw their energy from old ties, from past wounds, just as this timeline over here, these timelines are emerging for this entity's healing. This entity over here is not yet moved into the next timeline. This entity is still swirling with where they have been. I'm hearing they're listening to the wrong advice. They're listening to advice that comes from outside of themselves rather than into their hearts. Their hearts know, their bodies know, their being knows that you are their person. However, what is happening over here is noise. It is old threads. It is old threads of unworthiness. I'm hearing it's karma, but it's a karmic cycle that wants to come to a close, but this entity needs to choose the closure and needs to believe in the light that you have been showing them, the light that has always been available, the unconditional love, the light, the radiance of your light. This entity needs to believe that that is possible for them to stand in and not see only shadow and darkness. This entity is, I was going to say unable, but that's not the right word. This entity is believes themselves self to be unable to look at all that is exposed to them when you shine their light. But what this entity does not know is that by shining the light, they will see that the shadows that lurk in the corner are not scary. They're not frightening. They're old boogeymen from childhood. They're old spooks from under the bed. They're old storylines. They're old dreams that were never lived out. They're old storylines that are ready to go. And if they allow you to shine your light in, they will see how unfrightening it is, because your light is the light of unconditional love, and this entity over here doesn't believe they're worthy, and yet all they want to do is step back into your arms, to step back into that light, to step back in, and they're taking space because they're afraid. You are both being asked to trust the space. You're both being asked to trust the space so that this entity here can end the toxic timelines, the toxic threads. So this entity over here can pull back their energy from all of the places that they have misplaced their trust, is just what I heard. All of the places that they have misplaced their trust. Their trust is in here. Their trust is in here. Their trust is in here. And they've placed their trust in entities outside of themselves. They've placed their trust in where they are going with where they have been. And they do not trust the light because they have never known such a bright light. And in the space between you, they will learn, they will know, they will come to a place where they understand whether they are able to come toward your light or not. They will come to a place where they understand that your light was never a threat, that your light was a gift. This one already knows that your light is a gift. This one is unable to accept your gift right now. This one feels unworthy of your gift. And by pulling their energy all the way back into themselves, by listening and attuning to their heart, this one will know that they are absolutely worthy of the gift of unconditional love just as they are. But you need to give them the space to pull in all of their threads of energy from all of the old places. There is a tie, there is an energetic tie to the past that needs to be reclaimed here. And when this person takes back their energy and tunes back into their heart, and I just keep seeing the heart chakra, I just keep seeing this big heart that is pounding in their chest. They think it's anxiety, and it's actually pointing them toward you. It is not anxiety, it is the truth, but they can't listen because they can't hear. I'm going to come back over here, and I'm going to leave them. Your work here is to collapse those timelines and look at all of the ways that your old grief, your old rage, the places that you suppressed your joy, stepped on your joy, to bring and feel those feelings and bring them into the present tense. And what I can see when you do that is that spiral of manifestation gets ever more clear, ever more crystalline, and you will be drawing to you that which is ready for you, that which is worthy of you, whether it is this entity who is able to meet you or not. For what it's worth, I do see spirit orchestrating a reconnection. I do see these two spirals. I see that they just want to move toward one another. And even when this one pulls away, when the mind is quiet in the places when they're drifting off to sleep, they come right back in and begin spiraling again. And it's when the conscious mind takes over that they go whoop and pull right back out again. But I do see, almost like the master puppeteer, I do see spirit bringing the two of you together. But what I want you to know is that you get to be in choice about it. Choosing and choice, there's that word again, it keeps coming back to us, it keeps coming back. There's more that wants to be explored. I think in those collapsed timelines, there's more that wants to be explored for you both, where you have what choices you have made, whether they were in service of your growth or whether they were in service of another and at your own expense. Remember, we are, regardless of what entity you identify with, we are choosing ourselves. We are choosing ourselves, knowing that what is for us will never pass us by. And I'm also hearing what you want wants you. Even if it isn't being expressed in present time and present space, what you want wants you. But you get to be in choice about you. Whew, I'm freezing cold. I went a little deeper today. Thank you so much for being here with me today. Please like and share and subscribe. I think this is one that I have to go back and listen to so I know what I said, and I will be posting it a little bit later. I'm going to let you know that I will be hosting a free new container called Threshold with my dear one, Eden. Eden is my business partner in the Red Thread. She is my mystical bestie, and she can hold amazing space so that I can go really, really deep. And so the threshold is going to be anywhere from 60 to 90 minutes. I don't want to give an exact time, but it is going to be 60 to 90 minutes of channeled message, guided meditation, and energy work. And then the following week, we are going to do a Q&A where you can come in and ask questions about the session that we did, or you can ask questions about what's something that's happening in your life. And Eden and I will be delighted to give you feedback. That is happening. There's a Tuesday pathway, Tuesday, May 19th, and then the following Tuesday at 5 p.m. And then there's a Thursday pathway, which is Thursday, May 21st, and then the following Thursday for the Thursday pathway. That first call is going to be the message, the meditation, and the energy work. The second call is going to be the Q&A. You are welcome to do the Thursday path or the Tuesday path, or you can do them both. They are all free. We are trialing the structure and we want to see how it goes. And if it goes well, we are going to be opening a membership, a monthly membership. So I would love to have you join us, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.